Oh, you know who it is. Yeah, that's right. Your old pal, Fitzy Puppet. The Fuppet. Back. Hey, when all else goes wrong, Fuppet. That's what a lot of teams actually say before they play the Pats. They're like, oh man, we got to play Brady again this week. Fuppet. Let's just go home and start fresh next week and pray for postseason. This week we review the Dolphin D-Punch, the Miami Massacre, the Foxborough Fish Squishing, and we pay homage and other long words with silent H's to the fact that the New England Patriots, after securing said victory, have had 17 straight winning seasons. That's right, not since Mike Dussault's favorite movie Zoolander came out have the Patriots had a losing season. What a time to be alive. All that plus the best of Pat's Tweety in the Electro Breakdown Zone and our tribute to the Bills Mafia as we preview Patriots Bills. So without any further whatever the hell, let's just play the music and start Patshow. Hit it, you humps! 1, 2, 3, 38. Let's go! Patshow! Let's go! I wanted you guys to think that I was actually doing the Pee Wee Herman tequila dance the entire. I wasn't just doing it today. That's what I do every week. You want to know why?
Did you have any thought of taking Tom Brady?
Because it's Patshow. No, there was no talk of any thought of taking Tom Brady out during the intro. No, because Tom Brady belongs here. He is the GOAT. And so is everyone that works here in Patshow. Hello again, boys and girls. Oh, the good little boys and girls of the Patriots Nation. How are we today? I don't know why I just dipped into church lady. Nick Stevens, your old pal Fitzy here, alongside the Minister of Pat's Propaganda, Mike Dussault, and we welcome you, worldwide football freaks and gridiron geeks, Pat's pals, and Foxborough friends, to another edition of Pat Show. We are in a particularly great mood this week because, yes, the Patriots won. Yes, they beat a hated AFC East opponent. And yes, they secured their 17th straight winning season. That's unbelievable. 17! It's unbelievable! That's right. It's 3 seasons too old for Roy Moore, first of all. It's also the name of my favorite Winger song, which is great. There's a deep dive for Ian Barrett and everyone else back in the Metalheads.
Love those guys.
That joke was so bad it made the phone ring. That means it's legal. They've won 17 straight in a row. That's one short of a Slater. I can't think. Can you think of a great Patriot at 17 who's worn 17?
Chad Jackson.
I said a great Patriot.
Oh, sorry. He's still the greatest. I know, it's a cursed number. It's a cursed number.
When we talk about like pissed away second-round wide receiver Belichick draft picks,
he's up there.
Chad Jackson's
I
up
know.
there.
I know. He had the look though. He looked good.
He did. He had the he totally had the look too.
But
17 years in a row, the Patriots have had a winning season. It's unbelievable. Like to think about kids are literally applying for college right now, and they have only known winning. They have only known awesomes. They've only known playoffs.
Spoiled. And
We're so spoiled. No one has ever had it so good before.
And it's crazy how like it's always the same like dramatic roller coaster of like, I don't know, they might suck this year. No, they don't suck. They're good. Okay, you know.
Just the same way there have been, time is a flat circle as we hear. Winter is coming. All of your other favorite HBO-isms that apply to the ultimate demise of the Patriots. Tom Brady and his precipitous cliff. Everyone trying to call out the end of the era. Is the dynasty dead in Foxborough? That and concussions. Why, they're the new khakis when we come back to the football show. All the same crap you hear all the time. And guess what? Every year, they start slow, they get it together, and then by Thanksgiving, they're a force. And right now, they're a banged-up, dinged-up force. In last Sunday's game against the Chippy Cheap Shot artists just south of Fort Lauderdale in the neighborhood of Miami Gardens didn't help at all. And we're going to review that right now. Why don't we actually get to that with our review of the Foxborough Good Guys versus those freaky Finns in the Jacks Abbey Craft Lagers post-shift post-game. I enjoyed me some Jacks Abbey during the game as well. Shared a little bit with the family. Everyone enjoys it. And I think this only clocks in at, 4.7 ABV, which means that is an eminently crushable in-game. Somebody just fell behind them. Too many. Now, guys, please remember not to have too many Jack's Abbeys before the Patriots show, before Patshow, or you might actually fall into Jack's Abbey. Jack's Abbey, by the way, much more delicious than Downton Abbey. All right, so let's move on.
Wow.
I know.
Wow,
Hot beer take.
You just lost the whole audience.
Hot TV. I know. Wow. Sorry about that, everybody. So, Patriots Dolphins, 35-17. Felt like it should have been more of a blowout, but then actually got closer than I thought it should have. And I think my biggest takeaway from the game, aside from the fact that the offense, when it's in gear and flow, is awesome as always, even without some of the components they need. Miami's cheap, dirty bastard sons of really they're like Miami, like they're just I don't know. There's just something about them that bothers me as a football fan, because they should be better than they are, because they got a ton of talent at the skill positions. They even traded away their best running back, like you said before. Like, why exactly did they trade away their best running back? And they got talent along that whole defensive line, but you are what you are, and they're 4-7, and they suck.
Yeah, it felt like this was the game where they're just like so sick of this. Like, you know, they just like we lost our quarterback at the beginning of the year. They traded our running back. They're just over losing to the Patriots, and so it's like every time they come here, you're holding your breath. And now to have to go back to Miami in 2 weeks, and they've still got the bad taste of this loss coming off. It's like that's a little scary, especially with Sue and and Kiko.
Sue almost, Kiko Alonso, who just seems bound and determined. Kiko Alonso, it's Hawaiian for F yourself. That guy, like, it looks like he's trying to knock someone out on every play. And I'm sure he's one of those, like, oh, you love him when he's on your team, but, you know, the 31 teams hate him. And Ndamukong Suh is just the worst. I mean, the guy's got talent to spare. He's got more strength and tenacity than any 3 other defensive linemen combined, which is what he plays like. But, like, trying to rip Deion Lewis's face mask off, always talking crap, always looking. It seems like, I don't know why somebody that great at football needs to play that dirty.
Yeah, he plays on the line. I'd love to see him play for a good team too, you know, because I don't know, I just feel like he gets so riled up playing for a bad team, and it's especially, I mean, I called this game this weekend a sloppy blowout, because it was like, it's one of those ones you love right now because we're just in like nobody get hurt mode, which of course there are a ton of injuries, which was not good. But, you know, there's still plenty to like be critical about. Like, Belichick is not happy after the game, you know? So it's like one of those ones where, you know, he can keep the pressure turned off. They didn't give him a victory Monday. You know, they didn't get the day, or sorry, victory Tuesday. They didn't, you know, they didn't get the extra day off yesterday. So, you know, I think it's one of those ones where we can keep the train rolling, because I think this game this weekend against the Bills will probably be a pretty good one.
I think it's going to be a much bigger, much tougher game than we anticipated, because we all thought the Bills had just punted on the season. I mean, the Bills over a 3-game stretch gave up 135 points. They went through the whole Nathan Peterman experience, which was just unthinkable, and then they pull off that huge road win. But let's not put the cat before the horse. Guys that came out smelling like gold in this game. Gronk had a big game, 2 touchdowns. Burkhead had a great game as well. I know Tom Brady had a pick. Can you believe that here I am, like, running through the game.
He had an interception.
Brady had 4 touchdowns, and I'm like, oh, God. Oh, dear diary. Brady threw a pick on Sunday, and I couldn't even get out of bed on Monday. Again, that's how spoiled a team, a fan base that has seen 17 straight winning seasons would be. I'm here micro-analyzing the pick that he threw. And that D-bag who ran back and ran by him to try to rub it in. That paid off.
Well, it's like the flip side of the coin, too, is like not only are we terrible, but like the fans out there, like the Scott Kaczmars of the world, who are trying to like find that one random stat that will prove that Brady's not really that good. Like, they're still dying on that hill. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just all the talk just gets so annoying around this time of year, because you know they're going to be right there at the end. It's just don't have a critical injury. That's like the biggest thing right now.
Right, and even Dan Fouts. I felt like this was like the 15th game. They've played 11 games this season, but I feel like Ian Eagle. Why isn't it Ian? Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts had the call of this game. Like, the C team for CBS came in again. They were just trying to figure out things. Ian Eagle was so busy celebrating Brady, and Dan Fouts, like, I remember him remarking early in the game, like, oh, man, Tom Brady looks like he's a... They were wondering about his hand or maybe the Achilles. Like, those first couple of passes looked a little bit off today. I don't know what's going on out here. I wish someone would tell me who I am. I'm just I don't even know what year this is, but I'll tell you what, I like Ike. He's a legend. He's an NFL legend. Stop making fun of Fouts, Fitzy. But by and large, the Pats look good. The defense. We need to take a minute and just give some love to the defense. I, like many, we all banged on the drum, talking about the Pats defense. It was the worst. Statistically, it was the worst in the league for a while. But just, they did. They sucked. I'll be honest. Like, let's be honest. You stink. No, you suck. they were statistically the worst in the league. And it just proves once again, and we'll get to this in Tweety in just a moment, how difficult it is to understand the concepts in the Patriots defense, because they have legitimately gone over the course of a month and a half from worst to first statistically.
Well,
on defense.
Nick, I don't want to throw a little cold water on this because I am a defense guy, but the last 4 games, they've had significant leads almost the entire game. I mean, and so how many times have you really seen the defense bar? We really need to stop here.
I know, but that's Patriots football.
So it's fine. It's fine. I just want to see in the next couple of weeks how they do. All of a sudden, hey, we're in a 10-point hole. Hey, it's 14-0 in the third quarter. We need to stop, or something like that. That's what I'm interested to see in terms of the narrative.
Jets game?
So it's like, true. They've certainly had their moments. I'm not going to downplay that they're not playing good, but I just think that they've been playing under extremely favorable circumstances over the last few weeks.
Who is this wet blanket of truth, and what have you done with Mike Dussault? You're supposed to be the
past
one
propaganda.
I'm so excited. Let's keep winning. Hey!
I know.
Who you are.
I don't either.
Well, I mean, I love.
It's like a watermelon growing beside you. That's like.
I love being truthful though. I love being the real journey. And so it's and I mean, if you don't have Van Noy or Flowers this weekend, it's going to get even more interesting. So they've done a great job. And at the end of the day, it's all about points, and we can say, oh, in the last 3 games, they've given up less points than anybody, and that's all great, and that's definitely progression. The other thing I was talking to somebody about yesterday was, we know Stephon Gilmore was good at man defense. Why the hell don't they just play man defense right out? Like, why do we have to go through this charade at the beginning of every season where they're like, let's just
really
play
a charade.
around.
It is more of a charade. You're
Let's
right.
just play around.
5 more viewers.
We're high class here.
Yeah.
But why the experimentation? Like, why do we try different things? Why not just hey, we know he's good at that. We should just put him out there at the beginning of the season and play that. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
They did the exact. It's crazy because it's like we haven't seen this before. Because in 2014. With Revis, they played zone concepts for the first couple of weeks. They got blown out in Miami week 1. They looked like hot flaming garbage. And then all of a sudden, they just decided, all right, let's let everyone go back to doing what they do best.
Right?
And then they played great defense the rest of the season.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's get into the injuries, what you guys thought about what happened on Sunday.
We could take some questions, too, Nick.
Oh, we got some questions
like.
before the Tweety.
Let's bank some out.
Talk to me, yeah. Get some
Jane,
questions
what's
in
up,
there.
Pat? Jane's right over there. She's tweeting right out. She's leaving comments from 20 feet away. It's great.
That's right.
Mike,
we're right here. We are right here. You can just walk. You can just be like one of the therapy dogs. Just walk right through and say what you want. That's fine.
So, Mike or Fitzy, are you concerned with the health of Tommy B when we go to Miami in 2 weeks because of the dirtiness of the Dolphins? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Them dirty Dolphins.
Always. You never go to Miami and not be concerned about.
And we know that's Brady's Bermuda Triangle too.
Yeah.
He just rarely has a great game down there.
Yeah,
he had a good game last year, but that was in large part enabled by Michael Floyd just robbing that man of his soul as he hit. As he
oh my God, that was a good takeaway.
Top 5 play of 2016 too.
After watching the Steelers in Green Bay, how do you feel the Pats Steelers now? I feel like the Steelers always kind of play to the talent level, but for whatever reason, they always suck against the Patriots and they're missing guys. So I don't know. I always feel like it's going to be a good game and it never ends up being a good game. So I'm like, it's going to be a good game this year, but then it might not be a good game because Brady will put 40 on them.
I kind of got this crazy hunch that there's too much hype on Pat Steelers right now, and everyone keeps calling it the inevitability.
Even the Steelers are hyping it themselves already.
No, I mean, Mike Tomczak, great former Ohio State quarterback, has been out of the league a long time. Mike Tomlin are going on NBC Sunday night saying it's going to be all about Patriots Steelers. Fireworks going to go off. It's going to be epic.
Until the Steelers blow it to some team that they should have beat, and you're like, oh, I guess or they give up 40.
Or maybe the Patriots, too. Like, the Pats still have 2 division games, both on the road, with a lot of injuries in hand heading into that Pats-Steelers game. So I'm not necessarily calling it that both teams are going to be 11-2 and playing for the host of home field in the AFC Championship just yet. I'm going to go ahead and pump those brakes. If you're going to go wet blanket, I'm going to pump those brakes a little bit.
Who do you think TB12's biggest defensive rival is? Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Freeney, biggest defensive rival.
It used to be Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
And Jason Taylor, that was goat. That was a lot. There was respect. There was mutual respect there. Jason Taylor was great. Always gave Brady fits. Right now, who would it be? Terrell Suggs.
Yeah,
he just talks a lot of crap. Ray Lewis used to. Ed Reed was good.
Yeah, that was a good one. I don't know. They're kind of. That's what I feel like is kind of the state of the NFL right now. There's like that void. It's not like a Patriots rivalry that you can really build everything around. Like you want it to be Pittsburgh, but the Patriots have kicked the shit out of the Steelers every meaningful game they played. So
actually, I'll tell you who the greatest the greatest defensive rival for Brady was Bernard Pollard.
No. Oh,
The two words you're
God.
not allowed to utter in any Pat's household. You asked.
Nah,
You read it.
nah. He who shall not be named.
Right, exactly. The Voldemort of Patriots postseason hopes.
Last one. Somebody asked about Ebner. He's on IR, guys. ACL.
Yeah. What? So he takes. So
Took one for the
that
team.
was an awesome play. Took
went
one for
down.
the special teams.
He took one for the special
It
teams.
was a great play call. Catch Miami completely off guard with like the 4th and 8
Yeah,
fake
it's
punt
crazy,
on their
right?
own 30. Gets like a nice 15-yarder and then goes down. What the hell? Do
Never
we
to
know
be
what
seen
happened?
again.
Like,
I
did
think
he
it was
tear
torn
something?
ACL. Yeah, I think it's ACL. Yeah.
Oh man, Ebner. Oh
Yeah.
man, he was having a great season.
He had
too.
the same. If you watch it again, he kind of had the same Edelman, Dion Lewis, open field kind of, and then you just see him kind of like
why
you
do
know.
they always have to do that?
I
Little
know,
extra
it's the little-
step?
it's the little
you don't.
shimmy.
It's the extra step. Ebner. And with Slater out too.
It's a tough for the special teams, and those are hidden yards, hidden points. Those are things
right,
that could
and now
come back
King
to haunt
becomes,
you.
I think, like Brandon King
sure.
kind of becomes like the best special
Yeah.
teams player. He
Yeah.
becomes like the de facto.
Jordan Richards is
leader.
gonna. I know no one
Oh,
knows.
jeez. Now things are getting. Yeah. What
Poor
are you
guy.
doing to you guys?
There's people booing him off
What did
camera.
you do? Steal your PayPal password? What the hell?
We've got no time for backup safeties.
I don't talk about it.
No time for Love Dr. Jones and no more time for questions. We'll get to them a little bit later in the show. Let's quickly go through the best of your social thoughts and everything else across the World Wide Webbage in the best of Pat's. Tweet it out! Tweet it out! Tweet it out! Tweet it out! Hey, listen, and if nothing else, this show gave you an awesome portmanteau you can rock and roll with going forward. I think Tweety is a great word.
Yeah.
I think this is
That's
definitely
yours.
a
Yeah.
perfectly solid contribution. But we've all, listen, I may have come up with the word, but we're all responsible, okay? we're the
We're all,
Radiohead of adequately produced Facebook Live Patriots shows. We're all in this together. Notice what I'm saying? We split it. We're an okay computer? I don't know. I mean, I know I'm a creep.
A lot of music.
All right,
here.
all right, all
A
right.
lot of music here. This was great.
I didn't sleep last night. If I could just do the show without the two kids. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, it all hurts. Anyway. Belichick death stare. Okay,
Classic.
move on with the show now.
Classic
right.
one.
Okay, so this right here, vintage Belichick response at post-game.
Yeah, the talking point, should Brady have been pulled for the game? Let's see what Bill says.
Did you have any thought of taking Tom out late in the game?
But on the kneel downs, I mean, what difference does it make?
Has anyone ever gotten hurt on a kneel down? Has anyone?
I don't know. If it did, it was probably a Dolphin or a Bill or a Jet.
I'll tell you what, I'm a fan of three things in this life. My family, America, and the flag. And the only kneeling that should be done is when Tom Brady wins the freaking game. Yeah, victory formation's the only knee you should take.
Yeah.
To which I say, you should take one other knee in front of your oppressor, Tom Brady.
Oh.
Kneel before GOAT.
I thought this
Too
was
soon.
such a stupid talking point, which I mean,
I
I
know.
couldn't believe people made this a thing where it's like, they didn't play that well. It was like, as we said, a sloppy,
I know,
sloppy
but
game.
at 35-17, don't you want Hoyer in there just to
Yeah,
absorb
but you
a
know
couple of those
Belichick's
blows?
never going to pull, you know, like, I mean, especially where he's like pissed off, like, you guys have been playing terrible, and now I'm going to just pull everybody, okay, great job. I don't know.
Right.
It's just so not him in that kind of game. Like, if they were just steamrolling him, then I could see it, but I don't know. It felt like one of those games where there's mistakes being made, and
I
you're
know,
like,
but teaching
get
points
back out
and
there.
in-game lessons like that
Yeah.
oftentimes will lead to like your Flowers or your Van Noys, just with like little tweaks and dings.
Yeah, tweaks and dings.
I know,
Yeah,
tweaks and dings. That's my least favorite kids' play space. All right, moving on next. Oh, the Gronk had a day though, didn't he?
Oh, he did. It was a vintage Gronk day.
Yeah.
Vintage Gronk
Having
day.
fun out there, which I think is still technically illegal in Foxborough. But
Yeah.
if there's anyone who's allowed to break the rules, it's the Gronk. Hit it.
Rob Gronkowski doesn't want to talk about it.
That was not planned or anything, and we got yelled at. We're not allowed to talk about celebrations. That's what we got told, but I kind of want to talk about it, but I kind of don't because I'll get in trouble. So I don't know what to do. So it just happened on the spot. It wasn't planned. We'll just keep it there.
Okay, number one, I feel like Gronk has told that to so many girls. I feel like that is exactly what Gronk says. Like, I kind of want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. So it really wasn't planned, so there it is. We're definitely not the first set of ears that's ever heard that in New England. And usually it's not vertical, it's probably horizontal. All right, too much. And two, if you're not allowed to talk about celebrations, then may I remind everybody that the first rule of Spike Club is no talking about Spike Club. And the second rule of Spike Club, there is no Spike Club, right?
It was great. I love that. Just the insight into Gronk's mind. You could just see the wheels turning, and he's like, "What do I do?" And so he had no choice but just to just open up the window and be like, "Here's what's going through my head right now."
I feel like if you go inside Gronk's head, there's a carousel that has no one on it that's going around, and then someone just benching. That's it. That's all that's going on. Just crushing Wade drinks and benching, and then just or an empty
The
funhouse.
celebration put that system on overload.
I love Gronk so much. He is the greatest. Next. Yeah, so the injury toll.
Yeah.
This is who got dinged up this week. So Flowers, we don't know what his status will be like. I know Belichick can't wait to get us the injury
I think
report.
ribs should be okay, but you don't know.
They're going to need him, especially against Shady McCoy this week.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's arguably, I'd say these first two guys that got hurt are the two most important players on defense.
Huge.
Van Noy's having a great season.
Absolutely.
Really, he like we said a couple weeks ago on the show, Kyle Van Noy just got the Matrix a couple weeks ago, and it has made him a completely different player on this defense now. And to see him tweak a knee and possibly miss it, Abner out for the year, Trevor Riley, maybe he came from accounts payable or something. I have no idea what that is. Adrian got LaHurt. That's bad news because that means Cam Fleming might have to come in.
Waddle's ankles. I think the report's week to week. Not from FMA.
Might have to miss one game, but still.
You know, Fleming will do a good job. I think he'll be okay.
What did you take before the show? What are you nuts?
They just plug these offensive linemen in where you're like
Cam Fleming, dude. A whole game of Fleming?
But he's done it before. He's played left tackle. I mean, he's stepped in
Ian
there.
Fleming would be a better right tackle. And now, as Zach Cox from Nesson, great follow, by the way, points out, the Patriots injured reserve. Like a couple weeks ago, there was that great Schefter tweet. Here's like the starting 22 now on the all-NFL IR. Look at the Patriots injured reserve. Martellus Brennan, all-pro tight end. Ebner, great special teamer. Edelman, top 10 receiver in the league. Dante Hightower, top 10.
Cyrus Jones.
Just let that. Hold on, just let that. We're just going to let that one clear the room.
Sorry?
Mike just crop dusted us. We're just going to let that one clear the room. Malcolm Mitchell, Shane McClellan. Rivers was a top draft pick. We never saw what he was capable of. Vincent Valentine. Yes, that is a
hefty
list. Hefty is not a sponsor of that segment, but we should. Jane, can we get Hefty? Can we see if Glad or Hefty can get in on that next week? Let's get for the garbage segment. Let's get that.
It's a wide world of opportunity.
Oh, if it's a garbage segment, it'll just be the whole show. Next. Like we said earlier, Matt Chatham, a great voice of reason, excellent Patriot, and great voice of reason online too. With the Chiefs' 16-10 loss at home, where they just looked lost and flaming garbage at home. Yeah. This is such a great GIF too. GIF. Let's call the whole thing off. Chiefs have lost 5 of 6.
Yeah,
6 and 5.
It's the anti-Patriots, so it's like you start off amazing and then you just slowly start sucking.
But truly, next time someone hyperventilates about September NFL football, just give them a nice, cold, big old
won't
wet
stop
slap.
Everyone does it every year. There's no preventing it.
Next one. Again, somebody else that we were all on. I mean, he was the source of all the bad jokes, the walls, memes, and cheap shots early on, and now he's playing good football. As simply put, Stephon Gilmore was asked if he's playing the best ball of his career.
Yeah.
Man of many words.
He is a soft-spoken guy. I think that kind of went against him a little bit early on. I don't know. I mean, usually you like that about a guy. Just come in and shut up.
He's so emotionally reserved, and Butler wears his heart on his sleeve like they're complete playing opposites. But it works.
Yeah.
The secondary is really moving and grooving right now.
They are. And that's the biggest difference, you know. And the front seven finishing sacks a little bit more than they were getting pressure before, but just not finishing.
5 sacks Sunday against the Dolphins, which was nice too.
Huge. Yeah.
Last one. Yeah, we couldn't run the footage of this because it was just too painful for everyone, and too many hearts were already broken weeks ago. But James, JG. I know Mike Giardi at Comcast. Oh, sorry, NBC Sports Boston has the biggest man crush on Garoppolo ever, but. When he threw that touchdown pass, only 2 passes completed, both for San Francisco, last play of the game. Never have I seen a fan base get more excited for throwing a touchdown so you could finish up a loss 24-13 than 49ers fans. But I think they got a glimpse into their future, and it is friggin' handsome.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting.
It is a handsome future. And they cheered when Beathard went down. That's bad.
They want the future to start now.
I know.
But you can understand. It's kind of weird that they're just keep. I don't know. I'm like, what? Really? You just gonna keep on?
But I think the real San Francisco fans are just pissed that they have to go like an hour and 10 minutes outside San Francisco to go to Silicon Valley Field or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
that
I went
place.
there last year.
Yeah, it's a nice stadium. It is. It just doesn't belong there.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be like if we had to drive to Springfield to see the Pats.
Or like Fox.
Or go to like New London or something like. Just like why am I here? Like,
yeah, it's like 40 miles like south of the city.
The New England Patriots, the epicenter of the Boston sports universe, playing in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Let's go to Manchester, New Hampshire to see the Pats.
They're not that far from Woonsocket right now.
Actually, that's right.
I mean, you know.
Damn it, you're right. Again, Dussault. No win November. Look at this. Thanks, NFL memes. The Browns, duh. The Bears, wow. But the Chiefs, the Dolphins, and the Broncos, all teams everyone thought was going to be in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, feels good. I like
the hunt.
I like it.
Yeah, right. I do too. That's great. That's nice. I kind of like that. That's a nice last thing to look at before bed.
We've gotten a lot of pleasure out of like the Ravens losing, the Colts losing, you know, now seeing the Broncos totally falling off the map.
See, watching these teams lose, I have the same look on my face whenever I see that they lose that people do in those commercials when like they get like a Lexus for Christmas and it's got the bow on it in the driveway, like, yay! And then I'm just like, hey, honey, what credit card did you use to buy me a Lexus? Because you stay home and watch the kids, and how the hell did you buy me an $80,000 car? But I love when the Broncos lose. All right, there's the best of Pat's Tweedia. Okay, now we would like to take a moment to acknowledge a fabulous new sponsor here on the program with a great little segment on the show we call the Dr. Scholls Insert of the Week. This is where we take a moment and acknowledge a great insert into the Patriots lineup, both on the offensive and defensive side. I'll start on the offensive side. Yeah, you know where I'm going. Yeah. That's my 2017 dude crush. My boy, give me Burkhead till I'm Burke dead. Rex Burkhead, Rexy time. The Rex Mex. He's the man. I'm telling you, this guy does it all, and he's going to become that much. Don't be surprised if he has 3 sacks in the Buffalo game. Burkhead can do it all. What do you need done? Rex Burkhead was the one thing everybody tried to buy the most of on Cyber Monday. Burkhead was flying off the shelves on Black Friday. Everyone cannot get enough Burkhead. And this Sunday, once again, a couple tough first down runs. Took that cheap shot from Kiko Alonso and kept on running. Hell, he may as well be the Energizer, the Dr. Scholl, the everything on this show. Scored a touchdown running the ball after he got stopped at the 1, powered through, then had that nice read where he and Brady saw the same play, and they're like, tell you what, why don't I split out wide? I'll deke this linebacker and be available in the end zone. Boom, touchdown. I know Dion Lewis is technically the starting running back for the Patriots now, but Rex Burkhead, great insert for the Patriots offense.
Yeah, my defensive insert is going to be Eric Lee, and I think that he kind of represents an interesting position going forward because especially with Trevor Riley going down, all these like extra defensive ends, the guys that they just put in as like designated pass rushers, they're going to need one of those guys to step up. And Eric Lee came in, had a sack in his first game. I mean, it was a whirlwind week getting plucked off a practice squad, and then all of a sudden you're playing your first NFL game and you're getting your first sack. So, and he's got number 55. It's always like crazy to me when a guy comes in like middle of the season and there's just like a badass number like number 55 waiting for him, and it's like, oh my God, who is this guy? You know, he instantly looks good instead of like, you know, like he's like 65 and you're like, what?
Who's that
you know,
guy?
But I think it's an interesting position, and they're going to have to continue to find somebody to insert into that role to be effective with the pass.
Look at the big shoes they're going to fill on this one over here. And there's all those iconic numbers, too, in the Patriots. Like when somebody wears 55 or 54
50.
or 24. 50, exactly, at this point now. This run of dominance has been so long that we clear, like no one will ever wear 12 again, but we clearly associate such greatness with these numbers.
Yeah.
That when you come in, you better be good when you put on 55. Gilmore, those first couple weeks, Revis, like, how dare you wear 24 after Ty Law made that number?
They got to bring the retired numbers back too. I just put them back in circulation. Wouldn't you love to see a 56? Like I feel like it'd be such a nice tribute. You know, 56. What are some of the other ones that are 80, 89? Is that one? Yeah.
Are we ever going to see triple digits in sports because so many numbers get retired? I still say, you know, my old joke, like Brady after the whole like Deflategate thing, Brady's number should be 12.5. Just to let everyone know, like, yeah, it's fully inflated. Suck it. There are your inserts of the week, brought to you by Dr. Scholls. And may we recommend to all of our tailgate pals out there in the Foxborough football universe, maybe you're heading up to New Era Field, Failure Stadium, whatever they call it, Flaming Table Field up in Buffalo this week for a hang sesh with the Bills Mafia. Pick up some Dr. Scholl's Athletic Series running insoles. These things are great. Look, tailgating's a real life. This is a tough sport. Waking up at 4 in the morning, hauling the cooler and the the kegs and everything out in the truck. You're already a half mile in.
Oh my God.
By the trips back and forth from the shed to the truck, right?
Completely.
Then you got to get down to the stadium.
Especially if you're going to Foxborough, where you're probably going to park 4 miles from the stadium. And
Bare minimum.
we've done plenty of tailgates together where we've been giving out stuff, and we're like walking all over the place. And I mean, there isn't a time where I'm not sprinting to my seat for kickoff. Like, I mean, the fireworks are already going off, and I'm like, I tailgated too long, and I'm like running.
I was having too much.
You know?
Like, no one loses at the tailgate, but I'll tell you who loses. People that don't put their Dr. Scholls in when they got to walk those 5 miles. Make sure that your Fitbit's like, yeah, you've almost burned off those 3 chicken parm gyros, 2 burgers, 9 scallops, lobster risotto, 11 Miller Lights before the game. And that's just breakfast.
Yeah, your feet will feel good.
That's right. Help reduce wear and tear on your feet and legs. Reduce shock by 40%. That way, when Stephon Gilmore makes the interception, you're like, I feel 40% less shocky because I'm wearing my Dr. Scholls inserts after I made so much fun of him earlier in the season. Thank you so much, Dr. Scholls. There was your Dr. Scholls insert of the week. All right, great. And now let's move on to the Pats propaganda highlight of the week, the specialty zone, the Electro Breakdown Zone, brought to you by Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
All right, we're ready. So, Nick.
I'm just going to sit this one out.
You're going to sit this one out? You're going to make me stand here all by myself?
No,
at least my shirt looks pretty good.
That's right,
you know, you can get the full perspective.
Hey, let's party, baby.
So today, we're going to talk about Rob Gronkowski, the Gronk.
I'm so glad we get a Gronk highlight in this week. We haven't had an Electro Breakdown Zone Gronk highlight this week. He was used perfectly.
He was.
6 catches,
vintage,
80 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Vintage Gronk, and you know, it's for somebody who's coming off his like 20th back surgery, and people were like, in September, why isn't he playing good? Yeah, you know, it's like, well, his back was broken 6 months ago. How's your back doing? So with this game, though, it felt like the Gronk is back. The Gronk was back, you know, and especially this drive, which this touchdown was the capper where, you know, just a couple down the seam where you're really seeing it's Gronk, it's Cooks, it's Lewis, those three really making things go. So we're going to look here, and I think we've even got our special camera angle. All right, as you can see,
look at that.
we got our Patriots here in blue. Unfortunately, we didn't have the Miami guys, so we're using Miami in white, but you can manage on that. We got our pal Gronk right here, and he's, you know, in a tight split right along the end of the line, and just a great example where Gronk just runs right up the seam and runs an out route right over to this area. Now, the interesting thing here on this play was that they're actually doubling Brandon Cooks with the safety and the cornerback. So that's really where you get the one-on-one matchup.
And that's how Gronk got the ISO?
And Gronk got the ISO on this guy.
So Cooks comes
right up here and
drags the safety over there.
And Brady just makes a great throw as he's getting absolutely hammered, by the way, which, you know, just is another one where you're like, oh, God, and, you know, then you celebrate because he did a great pass.
He got up again,
He did great passing, and, you know, they had the touchdown and celebration, and it was all wonderful.
And everything Brady and Gronk-tastic.
You know, but it's 5 for 5 in the red zone. This has been an area where we've kind of seen
Remember
some that's a hot button struggle area.
Mike Lombardi talking about the fact that the Pats were only 6 for 25 on touchdown conversions in the red zone on a particularly ice-cold streak. Getting Gronk healthy, getting him involved like this, and then the creativity that was displayed later with that. I love that little Brady takes it and just like makes that little like sexy gesture with the ball, does that little jet sweep to Cooks, and Gronk does that lead block for him too.
That's what's been great. Is like, you know, Cooks, it was all, the deep threat. We got a guy down the field, and it's been, you know, just getting him the ball in space and having him run. That, you know, it's been so effective. We saw 2 touchdowns to him, you know, with that same play. So very exciting, and let's see how it runs here.
Let's run
all right,
here we go.
Here we go.
And you know it's gonna work. Energize.
You know, can you give me a cadence? Like, you know, can you give me like a alpha go, like a Brady alpha?
Blue 18, blue 18. Manning sucks. Go.
Oh,
Gronk, get over there. 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 Yeah.
Perfect.
Nailed it. Boom. Nailed it. And of course, it looks perfect because that's right. Energize. Love it.
Electro Breakdown Zone, folks. That's it.
I'm telling you, those CNN holograms can suck it because the Electro Breakdown Zone is the only place. Yeah, all these fancy touch walls and whatever else.
We got a battery-powered football game that, you know, accurately illustrates exactly what happened.
However, we need to change the batteries on the Jamaican air siren because it just keeps going off whenever it wants. All right, as we get close to wrapping things up here on another exciting episode of Patshow, of course, we want to get into our preview of Patriots Bills, which has a little juice back up in it now because of the fact that the Bills won Sunday, which is good. If they lost, and it was 5 and 6. Well, it was nice. They reversed course. They changed directions. After like
they
those 3
put their
games,
better quarterback back in.
Played a tight, controlled, simple little game. The Chiefs kind of gave them the game. The Chiefs were driving for the win at the end. And I was thinking, like, which of these two teams do I want to see win more? Like, the Pats kind of, I mean, even if they lose 1 to Buffalo the rest of the way, they got the East. Not going to have to worry about Buffalo. But if the Chiefs somehow catch them in a record by some fluky something or other, they got the win in hand over them. So I was happy Buffalo won that game, 16-10. I don't necessarily know which Buffalo team is going to show up Sunday because they have a little bit of a personality disorder.
Yeah.
But the one constant, the one something you know you can always count on when you're talking Pats Bills, when you're talking Buffalo, when you're talking about Bills fans, that would be the Bills Mafia.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, you got to respect their game because, you know, I don't know how many tailgates you've been to before. I don't know what favorite tailgates you guys have out there in Pats fan land. I've been to Orchard Park before, which is just in the middle of nowhere.
Much like Buffalo itself.
Much like Buffalo itself, yes. An Arctic land that time forgot. And you see, like, that's it. Like, Bills games are those 8 games plus whatever preseason and haven't been postseason in 18 years. The Bills have not, Patriots have won every season, and it still was 2 years prior that Buffalo last went to the playoffs. Just to, again, to remark on how unbelievable it is. There's nothing up there, so that's why these people go bananas. They go mad for Bills games, and they've taken it to levels that we in Foxborough, and we think we have crazy tailgates. we can't even comprehend it. So we have our Mike and the team here. Thank you, Paul, and everyone who put this together. This is our hashtag Bills Mafia top 5 fail down. These are our 5 of our favorite bits of social media, Bills Mafia tailgating. Coming in at number 5, which one is this, Mike?
This is, I believe that he is sampling a beer bong, and he's about to try to tackle Tom Brady doll, I think. Is this
okay, so this is selfie funnel into Brady tackle.
Yeah, it's a complex maneuver.
Complex maneuver. I have a feeling this isn't going to work out for him.
It's how the game works.
None of them get old. None of them. I mean, seriously.
That was one of the few fire wasn't involved in.
Right. I love he went for the tackle. He went for. What's the name of that wrestling move? Like the lariat, the chariot, or like the lasso? Like it's like a suplex where you grab by the neck and try to bring it. Like a clothesline suplex. Yeah. It's like the one that Jim the Anvil Neidhart used to perform. Or like he would hold him up and then Bret Hitman Hart would do that. Remember that one?
Yeah. No, I gave up wrestling when I found it was fake. So.
Oh wow. Cool guy over here.
It's not real?
Still real to me, damn it. Coming in at number 4, the first of many flaming tables.
Flaming tables.
Which one is this? Is this?
Is that's like the mascot of the Bills? It's the Bills Mafia flaming tables.
No, this is actually. This right here. This is the Bills for the last 20 seasons, and this guy is now going to basically do all 18 seasons in one simple tailgate highlight. A fail game. The table's already broken, and now, literally, his ass is on fire. And now, it jumps back on the table, and everyone's just letting this man burn, and they put him out. They do the only thing that you should do with a can of Molson, and pour it on a man who's on fire. Such a terrible beer.
These poor girls.
Now this one, now the women get involved. And listen, you know, I have no problem with whoever wants to do it. This is a judgment-free zone. However, the fact that, all right, look at this tailgate to begin with. This is already like a seagull's dream right here. There's just all this food, all the solo cups, how many games of beer pong. 3/4 of these people are already in the electro blackout zone, which is where you should spend all of your time if you're going to go to a Bills game in the first place to try not to remember Brady putting up 400 yards.
Can I just ask one thing? Like, what's the best case scenario at this point? Like,
What is
the best case scenario of how this is going to unfold?
What did they hope for when
the table just holds them all up?
Trish, Marge, and Linda were all like, you know what we should do? We should totally get in the back of Scott's F-150, and after we do the fireball shots, just like jump on the Costco table and see what happens.
Here we go.
And what happens?
Yep. Just arm in the air, just throw the one in the air.
YOLO, bitches!
You had double Tyrod Taylor
Those
there.
are 3 daughters. There's 3 dads that are just like, I had to pay for the wedding. That's my princess. What the hell? What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, we had so many hopes and dreams. And the best you could do is jump on a home team. All right, and now, and this is when you take it too far. This right here, this is the worst one. I think actually somebody in this video got like, go to the hospital hurt, which when you watch this one, you won't be surprised. And this guy is the biggest D-hole I've ever seen in my life. This is carry me. This is I now pronounce you fan and wife. You may now throw the bride. This is the Buffalo wedding.
Into a table. Number one.
Look. All right. First of all, look at this jackhole. He is flexing. He's so psyched that he is. Look at his stubby little forearms and his tricep fat and his big dude shoulders. He is so psyched that he just slammed this beautiful woman into a table. Why that was on her bucket list, I have no idea. And he mostly, I mean, I still broke the table because these things will buckle under 100 pounds of pressure or more, but he mostly missed it. She caught mostly parking lot in that video, which is why I think she had to go to the broken butt line. Oh my God, her coccyx must have been hurting so bad. But again, this is what they do when your team doesn't make the playoffs.
Come to the Patriots. We will not body slam you through a table. We'll encourage you to have fun with us.
And then we had a 5th one, but then we remembered we had sponsors in the video. But you guys have seen that video before. It's it's the one where like somebody does like has a drink down somebody's.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Yep. All right. Anyway, yeah, and there's plenty more. If you just search Bills Mafia tailgate on Google, it is there's a wormhole. You will not get 3 hours of your life back. And if you want it to be uncensored, go. Yeah. It's just unbelievable. So that said, Pats are a little bit injured. Buffalo's feeling themselves coming off. I mean, granted, Buffalo only put up 16 against the Chiefs. Buffalo's offense, I don't think they've put up over 35 in a game this year. I mean, that's not a juiced offense. Kelvin Benjamin will probably be out again this week. So you're basically preparing for Tyrod, Shady, Zay Jones, and Deontay Thompson with a dinged-up Charles Clay against a slightly banged-up Patriots defensive 11. And then on the other side of the ball, while they may still have a solid front for Buffalo, the back end's okay. And the Pats offense has proven they're able to move the ball against pretty much anyone this year. Yeah. And the running back trio is in full effect.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good atmosphere. And I think that, the Bills have such a specific kind of path for victory in their games. You don't see them blowing people out. It's kind of they get some turnovers and they don't make the critical mistake. And, I think that the start for Buffalo is going to be key. If they fall into another hole, Patriots are going to feast. But I do think it's interesting if you don't have Van Noy, you don't have Flowers. If those guys happen to sit out, you have even less athleticism than you already have when these mobile quarterbacks are giving you problems. So that's something kind of to watch. But we'll see if the Patriots hang a touchdown or 2 on them early. It's going to probably go the Patriots.
Yeah, maybe Hogan will come back this week too, which will be. I know he started practicing last week. Again, he was out. He's missed. Let's see, the bye week and then 3 games in a row. Yeah. So he's been out for 4 weeks. So hopefully, if Hogan can come back, be a big game. Hey, maybe he'll have another sex toy thrown at him too from the stands. We all remember the Bildo, wasn't that Bildo Baggins? Wasn't that a treat as well? So the Bills Mafia, they'll be in full effect. I think it is great, like you said, for the atmosphere. It'll charge the stadium up with the Bills being 3 games back, but having a winning record, just being on the periphery of the playoffs. So should be a great atmosphere. Should be a hard-fought game. I got Patriots 31. Bills 17. Because the Patriots have not given up more than 17 points to an opponent since week 5. Yeah. And that streak is alive. And I think it's going to go to, let's see, since week 5, 6, 7, it'll be a 7th straight game. How about that?
I'm going to go 30-10.
30-10?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds positively delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
I think the Patriots playing well. And
do you think it's tight and then they open it up towards the end, or do they open up a big lead and then we all just spend more time?
It'll be tied for at least the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah.
But then it probably won't be tied anymore.
Wow. All right, so my 3 keys to the game for the Patriots this coming Sunday. Number 1, score more points than the Bills.
Oh, my God.
Number 2, don't give up as many points to the Bills as you score yourself. Yeah. And number 3, no more injuries.
Yeah.
And get a note to the milkman. No more cheese.
And how about no more...
Stay out of the parking lot.
No more flaming tables. No more flaming tables.
No more... How many
Someone's
times
going to die.
The flaming tables already. That should totally be. There's got to be a band in Buffalo that plays someplace downtown called the Flaming Tables.
And they
right?
light a table. That's the grand finale of the show. They light a table on fire right at the end.
They all jump on it.
They just throw the lead singer out through the table. It's exciting. Fire hazard.
Yeah, maybe that doesn't go over so well after all. All right, so that wraps up another fun edition of Patshow. But before we punch out, we would like to share this last little clip, our moment of weekly zen upon further review. This is fresh, good stuff. In case you missed it last night, the Ravens beat the Texans on the Monday Night Football. Tom Savage, who of course started for the Texans and then was replaced by definite Rookie of the Year, if not surging NFL MVP Deshaun Watson's come back in. Not played so great and definitely was at the center of the Texans losing last night. And then as a man of many words himself, I mean, he makes Stephon Gilmore look loquacious and garrulous in this clip. Took to the podium last night to share his thoughts on how and why he thought the Texans lost to the Ravens. Let's take a watch.
Good? Good.
Okay, Tom Savage, everybody. Dare I say it, positively savage. Wouldn't you love to see more post-gamers go like that?
Oh, I think that's Belichick's dream to have his post conference go like that. He just walks up, we're good, and just walks right back out, right?
Yeah, that's it. Nothing else. The guy was just positively glorious. All right, on behalf of my boy Mike D over here, you can read him at patspropaganda.com and follow him on the interwebs, all your socials at patspropaganda. Hit me up, townienews.com. Hook yourself up with some Let's Party swagitude for the holiday season. And, of course, I'm on your socials at FitzyGFY. Thank you to everybody here at the Media Boss. Thank you to Tester for the Pat Show theme song, the delicious Rockin' and Roastin' Coffee, our friends at Jack's Abbey for sponsoring the post-shift post-game, Energizer Lithium for the Breakdown Zone, and, of course, Dr. Scholls Insert of the Week. We will talk to you guys soon. Please tell your friends about Pat Show. Bring us your questions and more anytime. Hashtag Bills Mafia going down this Sunday. Let's go, Pats, and we'll talk to you next week, everybody.